technology. All right, good morning, you guys, and welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha Lachey. Listen, technical difficulties can happen anytime. Thank you guys for tuning in to The Breakfast Show with Marisha Lachey. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to my newcomers, returners. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. You guys, man, man. First and foremost, giving honor to God who's the head of my life. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday, y'all. Today, I have a special guest with me, and we go way back to high school. She's a serial entrepreneur with multiple businesses, and I'm so glad that my good girl joined us today. Um, because as you know, this is the entrepreneurial series this season since we have arrived here in November. And I want to welcome Elizabeth Stevens, y'all.
Good
Liz,
morning. Good
good
morning.
morning.
Thank you.
Yes, turn it up because
Happy Saturday,
it is.
everybody.
Yes. I'm so ecstatic today because not only are we celebrating this series for day two for me, but today is a big day for her as well. Liz, go ahead and share with the people what today is.
Good morning again, everybody. So today is my pajama lunch party. I started my own pajama lunch last year, so this will be my second year launching my matching Christmas pajamas. And today is my lunch party in person.
Yes, Liz, shout out to you. Tell the people what your businesses are and tell us a little bit about you.
So I'm a jack of many trades. I'm Elizabeth Stevens again, the owner of No Baby Mama Apparel and Accessories. I do custom T-shirts. I'm a life insurance agent, and again, I launch my own Christmas pajamas. Just a jack of many trades. I try to stick my hands in everything. If it's not for me, then I don't do it. But if it's for me, I keep going and keep pushing with it.
I mean, I love to hear that because you've always had this get up and go about you ever since that we was in high school, regardless if you were on an organization or serving in a committee. And I've served on committees with you, especially when we got ready for we did the class reunion for our high school. So I know that
Yes.
have always just, getting it done, having this get it done attitude, which have taken her very far. Liz, how long have you been in business for No Baby?
So next March will make 5 years that I started my brand and start hosting events. So that'll be my 5 year anniversary, March 2025.
Nice. I'm very, let me say that I'm very proud of you because it's never easy with entrepreneurship, especially when we think about starting from the beginning. Um,
Yes.
you, because today our focus is going to be brainstorming and refining your business idea for the maximum impact. Can you tell me about when you first started your brand? Talk a little bit about that for me.
Sure. So I started my brand in March 2020. I'm not even gonna lie, COVID was the reason I was able to start my brand. I was a manager in food service for 9.5 years,
Hmm.
and I left Midway Airport and I went to work at Panera Bread. So I was there 3 years, and then COVID happened, and I was a new mom expecting in 2020. I had my son January, and then March 2020, our store closed, the daycare closed, like everything shut down. So we didn't know what was going on, but I always wanted to start a t-shirt line. So literally sitting at home, being a new mom, nothing to do, stuck in the house. I'm like, I could start my t-shirt line now. Like I got the money, I got the savings, I didn't saved all my money up and stuff. I'm good financially. So let me jump out here and see if I could start this t-shirt brand t-shirt line. So literally, I literally wrote the word baby mama on a paper, on a piece of paper, and crossed out the baby, like drew a line through the baby. And I'm like, this is my logo. I reached out to like 20 different people to make that logo. And it was just the simplest logo you could, like, my logo is so simple, baby mama and a red slash through the baby. It took so long to get the logo from people. Like, they just didn't understand my vision. And
Mm.
one girl finally got what I just wanted them to digitize what I already made. And finally I got one person to do it, and it just took off from there. I started with just t-shirts. I literally started with 80 t-shirts, and within 2 weeks I sold those. Less than 2 weeks I sold those 80 t-shirts. And it went from there. My business has been booming. It has grown. I went from t-shirts to I got like 50 different things on my website. And from there, I started hosting events, which I always love hosting events. I was doing that before I was calling myself an entrepreneur anyway. Started doing the events. During COVID, I also bought me a heat press. Started teaching myself how to do t-shirts. Like, everything kind of was self-taught because I didn't have anybody like telling me or showing me the way. So now that's why I'm so big on helping other people, because I had to learn from my own mistakes and spent a lot of money, blew a lot of money. So yeah, that's why I love to help other people. So, it'll be a little bit easier for them. Entrepreneurship is never easy, but I try to help the people behind me or that's coming after. Like, it's people out here that will help you, that want to help, so you don't have to be self-taught or learn from all your own mistakes.
And I love that because it's not easy. Because when I started this podcast, it was during COVID. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yes.
can attest to it because I said when I first started this, I wasn't on no fancy platform either. I just told my daddy what the vision was. We talked about it. He was like, "Well, where are you going to get people? Where are you going to get people to, come and listen to you?" I said, "I'm going on Facebook. We go on Facebook for everything else."
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm
And
saying? I'm going
sometimes
on
we get
Facebook.
discouraged too when people are like, "Well, how you think it's gonna go right? You think this?
Yep.
You
Yep.
gotta push through. You have to push through. You have to eliminate. Like, not that our family and our friends are being negative, but sometimes they are, or it'll make you get discouraged. Like, oh, okay, it might not work out. So let me take a step back. So another thing I want to share is, like, not being scared. You got to push through. You got to
Yep.
have faith in yourself that you could do this. You got a vision, go. Give it your all.
Yep. And that's what I was just getting ready to say, you guys. When it come down to brainstorming, as simply as Elizabeth already told you, her logo was just writing down on paper. So first and foremost, when you're brainstorming, get your pen and paper, people. Get your notebooks. Stop and jot for a second to write down your ideas, because I had to do the same thing. Like, I didn't have a format. I just knew I had 30 questions. I knew that I was getting on here to start talking to you all about whatever the first question was. You know what I'm saying? I got on here, I asked the first question. Did I have a formal lineup? Heck no. I knew I wanted to get out here to do something because we was all sitting at home doing COVID. So I'm like, you know what? I'm I'm about to do this. I had two full-time jobs. I'm a mom as well. And that's why I'm just like, hey, for those who are moms that are listening, thank you for tuning in. Because Elizabeth's a mom, I'm a mom, and there are mompreneurs out there getting the job done. So first and foremost, we say that when you brainstorm, that's the first step, because you gotta have an idea. The second thing that we will say is being able to put the fear aside. The fear gotta step aside when it comes to you going after what it is you want to do. So with that being said, um, so Liz, what word did you say goals? Monthly or just over a period of time as you went, as the business continued to grow?
For the first year, I was just going. I didn't have any structure. I did have a lot of people, like I was just saying, like, oh, you got to have a business structure. You got to do this. You got to get an LLC. You got to do this. I did do all of that, but like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, I ran to go get the LLC and the EIN number and stuff, but I didn't know what I was doing. And eventually I end up changing. I think I was a C corp or S corp at first, and I had to change to LLC. I was paying all type of taxes and stuff that I didn't know what I was doing. Nobody to explain. So at the first year, I was just going, and then I gradually started to make it a business. Like at first, it seemed like it was just a hustle, which it wasn't. But it seemed like I was just going and going, and then I finally
Mm.
slowed down and start making plans and saying I want to do this. Oh, I want to get a website because I ran my business for 12 months with no website. It was really crazy, but it was booming on Facebook. And then I eventually got the website and started getting structure, and life was so much easier.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more when you say structure, like for listeners who are just like getting started out. Of course, they brainstorm. So, like, what will be the next step that you would say for them after they, found their idea, got the confidence to go after it? What will be next for them?
I would say do make goals, like you said, make steps. Who is my target audience? Is my business, I was taught since I've been an entrepreneur, your business needs to solve a problem. If your
Yes.
business doesn't solve a problem, then it's not going to be successful. So when we sit back now and we want to start a business, don't just start a business just to start a business. Whose problem is it solving?
Yep.
Like say it's a boutique or something, and it's so many boutiques for just regular size small skinny girls, and there's no clothes for plus size girls. Oh, I'm gonna start a plus size boutique. So you're solving problems for plus size girls. Or
Yep.
I'm gonna be a massage therapist, or I'm gonna be a lash tech. Like, who are you helping? Like, who problem are you solving? And also,
Yes.
is your business recession proof? That's another reason. I honestly don't think my business, my brand is recession proof. But when I became a life insurance agent, that business is recession proof. So you got to have at least one business that your business is gonna make it through a recession when nobody has no money to spend and everything just is on pause. What kind of business is
Good.
still gonna run?
That's good. That recession proof. So, the third thing, listeners, as you're taking your notes, go ahead and write down the third thing, making sure that if you have your first business, your primary business, that it is recession proof. If you
Yes,
have more than one business, hey, kudos to you, but make sure that all your businesses may not necessarily be recession proof, but one of them needs to be in order for you to continuously to keep making money because as an entrepreneur, who's to say that you don't have a full-time job? But if you're full out doing this, you got to make sure that you could take care of your family and your responsibilities.
yes,
That's a must. That's a must. And that's okay because businesses go through their different phases. As I was telling you guys about my layout for this series, right now we're in green. Right now we on go mode. This is green week. This is
yes,
episode 2. Okay. And yesterday when I wrote out to you guys, I started entrepreneurship early, as far as back as in high school, because I was in the business program. And all the things that Liz is saying is true. It's true. Don't nothing change about this. We was writing business plans, Mrs. Ingram, who's died, but we were writing business plans in high school. We had to write 2. We was having events in high school. And now to fast forward 14 years later, here we are. Here we are.
yes.
So that's the thing right there. I'm really, really glad that you brought that part up for being recession proof. Tell us a little bit about your life insurance business for those who are out there listening.
Yeah, so I got back into the life insurance business a year ago. It just made 1 year in October, and I'm a life insurance agent through the company Primerica. I'm so excited that I have got back into the business of life insurance. I tried it a few years ago and I never
Yeah.
was able to get licensed because I had so much going on. My mom who raised me, she got sick, and I just dropped out, and I was also a manager at the airport. So it was just like I didn't have the time, and I was just young and just
Mhm.
overwhelmed. So I dropped out and never got licensed. So this last year I went back, got licensed. And the reason why I did push to go get licensed is because I lost my mom and I lost my son's dad with no life insurance.
Yeah.
Like me and my son dad talked about life insurance, always talked about it, said we was gonna do it, and then honestly COVID happened and we got thrown off, and I started my business. Every life just moved so fast, and you always be like, oh, we'll get it done, you will do it, and then a tragic happens.
Yep.
So that's two of the reasons why I went and got life insurance, got my life insurance license, and I'm pushing to help everybody around me because I keep seeing people lose people and they don't have life insurance, or they leaving behind kids that's under 18 with no life insurance. If you are a mother, I feel like if you're a mother and you got kids under 18, or people period, we need life insurance. Like, it's important, and you don't see the importance of it until something tragic happen. And a lot of people think it's just for a funeral cost or to cover the funeral. It's not. It's to have your kids straight so they don't have a financial burden when you leave, because nobody gonna take care of your kids how you gonna take care of them. So leave them straight. If we got the opportunity to pay $40 or $50 for a life insurance policy to get in return 100,000 to 3,000, $300,000, why not?
Yeah.
Why not leave your kids straight?
Yeah. Then that's definitely I. It's so funny because I joined Primerica as well years ago, more than once. But like
Hmm.
you said, you have to make sure that you're setting your schedule up where you're going to commit, because here it is. You have one business, not one business, two, three. You know what I'm saying? So the fact
Yeah,
that I admire your time management for each business, because that's not easy. Being able to
not
impact
easy.
lives, and then people don't want to have hard conversations. If you caught the last series, me and Tia was going in about being financial fanatics. Having your
Yes,
stuff in order. This is not just something that we get on here just to talk, just to say because it sounds good. This is us living these lives for real. I am
yes,
insured. My son is insured. Pride America runs generational through my family. It started with my grandfather.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do the business, but my uncle did and put him on. To say, hey, go ahead and make sure that your family's protected. But not only that, Liz, when everybody think about Primerica, they not only know that there are other products out there with them, they have investments. You could go
yes,
and step into the investment spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just being able to limit ourselves. And then, like, for those who need another additional income, Primerica is a good one.
yes. Opportunities out there. And like you said, the investment part, I would suggest that everybody start an investment. Like with Primerica, you can start with $25 a month. Start investments. When we look up, you don't know how much money you can save in 10 years, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Time flying. We keep looking up like, dang, 15 years, Pat. We've been out of school 14 years. We've been out,
Yes.
it's about to be 15 years. If we started an investment right after high school, do you know how much money we could have?
But yeah, even with us having babies, because I was like, my son just made 10
Hmm.
2 days ago. And I'm like, it's time to start investing. It's time to start setting him up to sit down. Like, I was talking to his godfather, and I was like, hey, it's time for you to start adding. I said, it's time for you to start adding him to your credit cards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's time, these are conversations that I'm having with the community of men that's surrounding my son.
Yes.
That we got to set this young man up, not only because he's a young man, but these conversations are not happening often and early on.
Yep.
And I don't have the time to sit up here and look crazy with all this knowledge that I've gained over the years. I just can't afford to sit up here and look crazy,
Right.
especially when I know that there's something that needs to be done. Okay, you guys, moving forward, because y'all know I go on and on and on all day. But moving forward, Liz, is there anything else that you would like to share with the people in regards to being in business and being an entrepreneur?
Just to tell you all that entrepreneurship again is not easy. You got to be ready. You got to be willing. You can't be so easy to give up. Like, don't give up. You got to give it time. Just push through, because you never know when your time is gonna come.
Mm,
Like, you could have an explosion. You could have a slow season. You got to be ready for the slow seasons, the booming seasons. Like, you can go a year without no sales, or maybe you got one sale, and then that next day you just boom, and your website, you didn't check 50,000 on your website in one day. Like it's stuff happens like that. I ain't checked 50,000 yet on my website, but I've been there when I had 50 sales in one day or 100 sales in one day, and then I went 6 months with no sales on my website. So you got to be ready for all of that.
All of the different seasons and knowing, you know, the strategy, because I know that we talked about the goals when you speak about and writing your goals. So, as we stated, you brainstorm. Second, you have the confidence to be able to go forth. Third, you want to make sure that it is recession proof, at least one of,
Yes.
if you are just starting out, what problem are you solving?
And
Ask
your
yourself,
target audience, who are you targeting?
yeah, who's your target audience? Who's your target audience? You know what I'm saying? The next thing that you want to make sure that you understand is entrepreneurship isn't easy. This is a faith walk. Prepare for every season. We got 4 seasons throughout the year. You have to prepare for the same type of seasons in your business.
Yes.
Whether you're gonna fall, you're falling down, or it's a slow season, whether it's booming, do you have the extra hands? Do you gotta, get you some additional workers? These are the things that you have to consider when you go into your planning, because these things tend to happen and you gotta still keep going. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? This is not the difference between having a business and a side hustle is with your business. This is yours. You could rebrand as many times as you need to. You could get the development. You could partner up. A lot of people, when they're doing business, Elizabeth, and I know that you could probably attest to this too, they won't collaborate.
Yes, a lot of people don't like working with others. I don't know. A lot of people want to collaborate, and some of them not trying to collaborate for the right reasons. And then there's those people that don't want to collaborate. And I ain't gonna lie, I like collaborating. I will collaborate with people, but sometimes you be in a mindset like the people who do want to collab with you aren't on the same page, and they not doing it for the right reasons.
Yep,
Like hosting an event. I would say I rather host a big event by myself because I know how I am and how organized and how I plan ahead. Some people will wake up today and say I'm hosting a big event tomorrow, and the event going on and it's all over the place. If I'm hosting something, it's gonna take me 4 or 5 months to plan this event out. Like I'm talking about a event in March already. So I would collaborate with people, and a lot of people out here would collab, but it's those people that's not collabing for the right reason that push the other people away.
definitely. So, and I want to just, speak on this as well with collaborating, because getting Liz on my show, like when I was doing the last show, y'all, I was reaching out to Elizabeth. When I had the idea, I was reaching out. I was reaching out because I knew I was like, you know what? Elizabeth is so busy. She is so busy, y'all. She may not be able to get on it. That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, okay, I got to get her on here because I know her schedule is busy. I know that she's an entrepreneur, but I'm going to step out on faith anyways. Every person that y'all getting ready to see and get ready to hit this show, I've literally reached out to them and it was no problem. You know what I'm saying? They put it on their schedule, but I had to have
Yep.
my stuff together. That's a prime example of knowing where you're going and what
Yep.
you're doing and what we're talking about.
And planning ahead. You just don't jump out like, I
Yep.
need you to get on the podcast tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't
not
do
going to
that
happen.
with people. You
Yeah.
told me months ago about this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Planning ahead.
Yeah. Because I had to, though, Elizabeth. I have to because I'm a full time teacher. I'm a mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, people
Yes.
got lives as well. And I'm just like I was telling Tia, I was like, man, I got to start taking my brand a lot more serious. You
Yeah.
know, because I built this brand in 4 years. Our birthday was just November 1st, the day after my son's birthday. So I'm like, I got to start taking it serious because I want time freedom,
Yes.
and I'm like,
Happy
okay,
birthday to your brand.
thank you. That's why I was like, we both rolled out during COVID. And I'm like, so you know what it took. Everybody was at home. But what happened to the people who wasn't at home listening to me?
Right.
What about the people that can still listen to me in their cars on their way to work? Because I said I was up at like 5:30 in the morning. I was going to get it. And that's what's important is you still believing. Yes, I'm
Yes.
in 15 countries. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I have
Yes.
over 1,000 listeners, but it does not stop. You know what I'm saying? And Liz, tell them as we get ready to wrap up about having to wear multiple hats in your job, in your business.
Having to wear them all is not easy at all. But the first thing that I had to learn and that I think I'm good at is the time management. Like being able to jump into this business and jump into this business and work a 9 to 5 and be a mom, and it's really a lot. But again, we gotta push through, and you gotta want it. You gotta want to get it. And that time management is that means a lot. Like trying to
Mhm.
run 3 businesses and work a full-time 9 to 5 and be a single parent is really hard. And some people might crash out, but I can't say I've been pushing through. But that's the most important part about it, the time management. If you don't
Yeah.
have time management, it's not going to work out for you. Somehow, some way, you have to manage when you going to do this, when you going to do that. Because I think every day I wear all the hats every day. It's not a day that I'm not wearing one of them. I'm doing something. And
Mhm.
even trying to run several social media pages while I'm at work and take orders and check
Mhm.
my website. It's really a lot, but the only reason I'm accomplishing it is because of that, the time management.
Good. Like, do you normally, as you're wearing these hats day by day, I know that you possibly keep the same routine, which has to be tight. So, like, maybe do you like sit down like at one day out of the week and lay your whole week out, or do you like how do you keep it together with being
I
successful?
honestly, so I do. I'm a little bit old fashioned. I write a to do list every day. I've been doing that since like high school. Literally a to do list, everything that I need to do, and when I get it done, I cross it off. And it's like I don't know, it does something for me saying that I completed something that I needed to do. But honestly, I can't really plan my day out besides the to-do list. Other than that, stuff just come up. So I can't plan my day out. Like I might be at work at the 9 to 5 and then I get 2 life insurance clients while I'm at work and I schedule them for when I come get home. So yeah, I know I gotta come home, feed my baby, put him in the tub, but then I'm gonna schedule these 2 appointments. So I usually work from home between 6 and 10:30 at night.
Mhm.
I plan to do that. I only take clients between that time and on the weekend because I'm off. But I'm at work Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30. So it's not much I could do at work. And then we have meetings with Primerica like every day, every other day. We got team meetings, we got Saturday training, we got everything.
Yeah.
So I know that those hours or those 30 minutes I block out and then I plan around that. So
Mhm.
the main stuff that's going on in my life, they already got a time frame, and I just plan the rest of my life and events and what I got to do around that.
Which is good, and I say the same thing as well because it's like wow how and when people hear me say that I have a podcast, I said I have to do editing, I have to do the writing, I have to know what we're talking about, I have to be able to sit down. Like I said, I had to literally sit down, like you said, Sunday night as emails are going out. Do I have my lesson plans as well? Because I work from 7:15 in the morning to 4 p.m.
Yes,
in this boy to his destination, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. It's no excuses, and you can't settle with yourself. When it get hard,
exactly.
I settle. So y'all, I want to thank Elizabeth for coming to the breakfast show with Marisha Lachey. I'm so glad that we was able to chop it up,
Thank you for
y'all.
having me.
Um, yes, Liz, please let them know where they can find you on social media. I'll also tag her so you guys could check out some of her things and just support my girl Liz.
Thank you. So my Facebook is Elizabeth Stevens, my first and last name, and I'm also on Instagram as not not_a_baby mama, not a baby mama.
Yes, y'all. Well, you guys have heard it first. You guys have had your notebooks ready, writing, because this is good information. Coming from two spectrums, running a clothing brand. I'm over here running this podcast brand. So, you guys, we will talk to y'all. I will talk to you all tomorrow, same time, same place. We are out of here. Peace.